In order to understand the single displacement reaction, first you have to add dilute sulfuric acid in a test tube. After that, add a zinc metals. These are the zinc metal. Okay, students, you know that in the reactivity series, zinc is coming on the top of the hydrogen, right? So, which can cause the displacement. Okay, that zinc metal reacts with the dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, that time you will get zinc sulfate as a salt, and you can see a bubble is formed. Can you see the formation of bubbles? Slowly it will form bubbles. Okay, you can observe the, okay, bubbles are formed. Okay, so let's go for the second example. Okay, so let it be that after sometimes a whole bubbles will be formed. So second we will move to the next experiment, that copper sulfate. Okay, single displacement second example, copper sulfate solution has taken, aqueous solution. To the copper sulfate, okay, you can see here iron fillings. Okay, iron fillings were added to the copper sulfate solution. You can see iron fillings. Okay, so just shake it. You have to wait for some times. You have to shake it well and you have to wait for some times. Okay, that time you will come to know that since iron is more reactive than copper, that will displace. Look at here. Yes, the zinc and sulfuric acid, the first experiment. Look at here. Hydrogen gas is produced. Okay, you can see if you keep a burnt matchstick on the mouth of the test tube, you can hear a pop sound because of the hydrogen gas formation. Okay, zinc and dilute sulfuric acid reacts to form hydrogen gas. Okay, and meanwhile you can see the second experiment. Okay, you can see the whole color gets changed. Okay, and when you keep it for some times, you can see the color changed completely. Blue color will completely turns to green color. It slowly it started. Okay. Next we have double displacement reaction. For that, in the test tube, okay, barium chloride solution has taken, aqueous solution of barium chloride solution. To the barium chloride solution, the silver nitrate is added. Look at here. To the barium chloride solution, if we add silver nitrate, the next moment you can see the precipitate has been formed. The white color precipitate is formed because a double displacement reaction has been taken place in between the silver nitrate and barium chloride. As a result, a white color precipitate. Whenever there is a barium chloride solution, the color of the precipitate will be white always. Okay, you can see a white thick precipitate because the double displacement reaction taken place and both the ions get changed. Okay, after shaking you can see whole precipitate will be formed. Okay, the second experiment you can see, to the test tube a light yellow color potassium iodide. Okay, a light yellow color potassium iodide solution has been taken. Look at here, light yellow color potassium iodide solution. Okay, to this solution, okay, if lead nitrate is added, lead nitrate is added to the potassium iodide. Look at here, the color of the precipitate, you will get a thick yellow precipitate. Here also double displacement reaction taken place, both the ions get changed and the precipitate is lead iodide. This precipitate is due to because of the formation of lead iodide. Okay, the potassium iodide reacts with lead nitrate and yellow color precipitate has been formed because both the ions get changed. Okay, this is the second example of a double displacement reaction. Okay, now let's move on to the next type of reaction. Okay, the next type of reaction means decomposition reaction. Okay, children, in this textbook you have the three types of decomposition reaction. So the first important one is the thermal decomposition reaction. Look at here. So if you add ferrous sulfate in a test tube and when you heat it up, look at here, the color of the ferrous sulfate is pale green. Okay, when you heated up the ferrous sulfate crystal, When you heated up the ferrous sulfate crystal, you can observe after some times. The reaction is there in your textbook. The ferrous sulfate undergo thermal decomposition and will form, you can see a brown color. Look at here. Look at here. Slowly, a brown colored compound is formed. That is Fe2O3. Right? Along with, you can see that the gas sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gases. Meanwhile, you can see when this reaction taking place, okay, in your textbook you can see one more example of thermal decomposition, okay, when it turns, because and during this time let's move on to the lead nitrate. What happens? Lead nitrate undergo thermal decomposition. When you heat lead nitrate, you can see that, okay, the lead nitrate converted to a lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and nitrogen trioxide. When you keep it for thermal decomposition, this is lead nitrate salt undergo thermal decomposition. You can see that, okay, the lead nitrate converted to nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen trioxide and the corresponding lead oxide. Okay, here you can see in the first case the ferrous sulfate completely decomposed. Okay, it completely undergo decomposition and you can see a ferric oxide is formed, a black color. Okay, along with you can see the sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gas. Okay, look at here, the lead nitrate, you please look at here, a brown gas, a brown nitrogen dioxide gas is formed. Okay, after decomposition, that lead nitrate decomposed to form nitrogen dioxide and nitrogen trioxide. Okay, these two are the examples of thermal decomposition.